Greetings, Ani, Bonjour, Kwe Kwe. It's Catherine here at Moonstarlodge in Georgian Bay area of Ontario. If you've been a long-time subscriber or follower, welcome back. And if you're new, we are an Indigenous teaching lodge. That means not the kind of lodge you would book a room, but rather for the past 42 years we have taught Indigenous spirituality, arts, and education in the community. And as such, I have been working in cartomancy for now 50 years coming up. It's important to me to bring traditional spiritual Indigenous concepts. And this week, we're looking at the week of September 11th to 17th inclusive. In the middle of this week, we have a new moon. So we're in the fourth quarter, coming out of the setting sun woman's moon. And now we're moving into weaves the web, or grandmother spider woman, midweek. And to that end, because it's such a special week, and as I pulled this reading for today, I got the message to do a separate video, and I will be doing that video. Actually, I talked about another video to explain classes with Brian just before we went on this afternoon, but while we were mucking about with the dog, I got the message that I need to make this also about information relating to the new moon. So you'll see this video on the 13th, the day before the new moon of Weaves the Web. So this week I'll show you the decks that we're using. This is the Dreamweaver's Oracle, the latest deck by Colette Baron Reed. The tarot is called the Mind's Eye Tarot, and I am forever grateful to Melissa at Wand and Cauldron in Midland for bringing that in for me. The Oracle of the Crystal Skulls, because what's a reading without crystal skulls? So we had a little bit of a doorbell trauma here. So to continue, we have the Marigold Tarot for the ancestors, the Seasons of the Witch Mabon, because of course we know that autumn equinox is coming. Queen of the Moon Oracle, so I like to give some astrological information. The Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle, because the veil is getting thin, kids. It really is. And the Voice of the Souls Oracle. Again, we need a lot of support from our ancestors when we're able to hear them, and that's coming when the days are warm and shortening, but the nights are cool and crisp. That's when the veil thins. So before I have Brian drop the camera, I just want to say it's very rare in all the years I've been reading cards professionally that I get a parasympathetic nervous system response, which is parapsychological definition for what I'm about to read, although I'm always connected to spirit. This reading for the 11th to the 17th is one of those rare times. So get yourselves ready for quite the little ride here, and I for sure have my coffee. Absolutely. All right, Brian, now let's go. So the Mind's Eye Tarot is here, and then the other decks are the clarifiers, as I usually like to do, because it's not just the kid in the candy store. I like to have lots of different energies pull in for a collective reading. So we start here with the Eight of Pentacles as our significator card. And the significator card lights the way, if you're new to this, for the way that the week and what it is initiating, because while this is indicated for a 1-week period, what we start and what we manifest may take months and months, if not years, to come to fruition. So the Eight of Pentacles is about mastery, it's about making, it's about being confident and competent in your skills, whatever you're doing. And pentacles, of course, are the, or coins, some people call them discs. It's about our third dimensional life. And it's interesting to me, we've got 3 major arcana cards in a row. Sorry, there's 2 there and 1 up here. And then we have cups and we have pentacles, and that's it. So this brings a clarity to this reading today. So we've got this mastery happening, and it's clarified here by the Hermit. So this is our first major arcana card, but it's the deck I use to represent our ancestors. So the Hermit is about going in, self-isolation, looking at wisdom that you can bring out to the community. It's definitely a powerful card, and finding the wisdom, expanding on the wisdom that we've gained in our material life, what we do to get by in this life. So this is a wisdom beyond that. The Queen of Cups is looking very carefully here at us with the Eight of Pentacles. So the Queen of Cups is an emotionally mature, wise woman, and the queens represent our internal landscape. So it's the looking within rather than necessarily being focused on the world. Kings are more focused externally. This is an internal focus. So this is self-care, self-love, giving ourselves the boost we need while we're doing this work. And interestingly, that a queen would be clarified by this card, Madre. Madre is a very big crystal skull. She's apparently, according to the channeling that's done with her, part of what's called the Dolphin Clan, the 13 Dolphin Clan. And she brings the energy that all people need for this time of transition. She says if you speak to her, she will bring you the energy of dolphin as a totem. So we've been given a totem this week for us. Dolphins with the intelligence and the fluidity to bring ourselves through this self-care and self-love and the wisdom walk. So emotionally and mentally, she's bringing us the spiritual capacity to support this beginning, and you'll see where it's going shortly. The next card is Judgment, and Judgment is about this transition. The Judgment card it gets misinterpreted as a Christian phenomenology. In fact, it predates that kind of thinking. The Judgment is here about what it is we need to transform into. And only we can judge that. And we judge what's best for us through educating ourselves in a curious way. By that I mean with curiosity. That's an important aspect. If we project fear into a what if and go into that, but what if I fail kind of scenario, you won't. All growth brings learning. All learning brings growth. So the education that you're acquiring here in your Hermit attribution is going to help define how you judge this new transition. And I'm saying you as we are all in this same energies. The overarching energies in the universe right now are bringing this about for all of us. So for most of us, we are undertaking this journey. The next card is Strength. This is about inner strength. This is about a strength born of wisdom, not of anger and retaliation. This is the wisdom to know how to do everything we're learning and feeling called to do. It's interesting that the strength card is clarified here by this. This is the Seasons of the Witch card, and it's fawn. Be curious, dear child, and explore the world within worlds. This speaks to me about the curiosity I mentioned, actually, but also about the world within worlds. So this is a very liminal space. What we are doing is impacting ourselves, our walk karmically. This isn't just an earth walk. Seeing all these pentacles might say, well, this is only about my present life and my present life only. No, it has ramifications beyond that. So this is a very important card to stay focused. Have the strength to do this and to stay focused. The next card is the Eight of Cups. Interesting here, we're having a mirror image. The Eight of Cups is about having manifested something you love. It's time to turn away, to take some perspective. This is very often a card of requiring spiritual growth, seeking a new level of spiritual reality. So the turning away may be for a short time painful, but what we gain by the maturity, these are both cards of distinct maturity and capacity or capability. This Eight of Cups is talking about, it could be a vision quest, it could be a retreat, it could be going back with the hermit ideal here of walking away in order to find a new spiritual paradigm. And this is where the chills, the parasympathetic nervous system response to this started to come in. When I pulled this card to clarify the Eight of Cups, I got divinity. There is the divine element. Both the cat in this card and the young woman are aware. They have withdrawn into the woods. The moon is present in so many of these cards here today, these three for sure, and here. So there is a divinity in turning to the moon, which is bringing down the spiritual essence of intuition and greater expansion. This leads, having the strength to experience whatever might feel painful in order to have spiritual growth, which is what this is all about, is so important. Now here's the two kick in the pants kind of cards. We have the Five of Pentacles, which is not seeing the light, feeling in a place of lack or what if, or comparing ourselves with others, or resentment. And it's clarified by this wonderful card. If the wild ones come with sticks, and this horrifying bug-looking thing is about turning in on ourselves and beating ourselves up for choices we have made, and beating ourselves up, being resentful of others, comparing ourselves, us and them. This is so important moving into the new moon of Weaves the Web, because she is the one who we will talk about on Wednesday, or on Tuesday rather, that defines this sense of the connection of all things. We got to go easy on ourselves. We got to accept that we're in a period of growth and not let old tapes and loops destroy anything that we are working so hard and pulling out all the stops to create. When we can avoid this kind of behavior, and this is as much an avoidance, by being aware that it could crop up, we actually tame this, the wild ones. Because the end of the week, we jump from the Five of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. Complete success. And with the Ten of Pentacles, we have everything we need physically, materially, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually, to the point that we're looking down the road at the next 7 generations and the legacy that we leave. It's tied in a little bit with the message of this card. The many dimensions aspect of this. And it's interesting, we have the energy of the blue moon. Expect the unexpected. And there's that moon again. You can flip the camera, Brian. I haven't pulled cards for readings for a few weeks for the collective like this. We pre-filmed in the summer because we needed some time off. And so this is the first reading back since probably the end of July. And it never fails to amaze me the beauty that Spirit provides in such a profound message as this. I hope I've done it justice. I try not to make the videos too long, and if you make them too short, you know, you lack depth sometimes. But this is a tremendously profound reading. All the spiritual sectors that we've drawn on say that we are, for the most part, most of us, on a new leveling up. And it's important to connect with the ancestors as the veil thins and remember that we are not alone in this journey at all. We have resources. We just have to remember to stay connected to them. That's our responsibility. Anyway, I thank you, Miigwech, for joining us today. And look out for that extra special midweek video where we're discussing the new moon and some courses coming up and some changes here at the lodge and decks that you might be interested in. And if you can, give us a thumbs up, a like. If you haven't already, subscribe and you'll automatically be notified by YouTube when we've put out another video. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram under Moonstarlodge. Send me a coffee and be blessed. Aho.